On behalf of Nlighton, I welcome you all for this interesting presentation on do you have the right HSE measures in your company balance scorecard by our star presenter, Mahyuddin sir. And before we begin, we'll have a small introduction video about Nlighton. Thank you, Nlighton team.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. The video has given a brief introduction about Nlighton and the focus areas of this company. And on behalf of Nlighton, I request all the participants to go through the website of Nlighton, wherein you will have interesting free programs as well as paid programs. So you will have a mix of all these programs in the focus areas that was shown in the video. Now, let us start our webinar for the day. Do you have the right HSE measures in your company balance scorecard? By our star trainer, Mahyuddin sir. Let me introduce Mr. Mahyuddin. He's a certified safety professional with around 3 decades of experience in the oil industry, primarily in the area of HSE. He's a chartered member of the Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, IOSH, in the UK. He's also a lead auditor for ISO 9001, ISO 14001, and ISO 45001, all the important standards. And he has worked with ONGC for about 20 years at Vadodara and Mumbai. Presently, he is working with the corporate HSE group of Kuwait Oil Company. He has been associated with many social and charity NGOs. He has also served the American Society of Safety Professionals Kuwait chapter as secretary as well as president. Currently, he is the strategic advisory committee member of ASSP Kuwait chapter, and he has organized several HSSE international conferences as convener as well as director. And he is winner of ASSE Kuwait chapter's Safety Professional of the Year award. And the list continues. It's a very big list. So on behalf of Nlighton, sir, the stage is yours.
Good evening to everyone. And I really appreciate and say thanks to Nlighton for giving me the opportunity to present this webinar. And on behalf of Nlighton and myself, I would like to welcome all of you to this webinar. And I appreciate already 65 people are there, and about 150 people have already registered for this program. And I really appreciate your time and commitment and passion that you have towards the HSE. So, as you know, why the topic of the day is going to be presented, basically, do you have the right HSE measures in your company balance scorecard? So what I'm going to cover today in this webinar are basically, I will give some background about why I selected, what is the importance of the topic, and then what are the misconceptions about this particular issue, and then what is balance scorecard for the people, those who are new to the profession, those who are not aware of such issues called balance scorecard. And then why we need HSE measures in the balance scorecard, and what are the best practices, what kind of measures are being used in the world across entities like IOGP, GCC, IAPC and all. And then I'm also going to focus on the important like HSE measures from my perspective. Then again, what are the reasonable measures, how we should have, and then how we should arrive to the right measures, and what are the recommendations. So I have like a 50 slides of presentation, but again, within a span of 1 hour, I will try to finish it. And I request all of you to be with me, and I will go as fast as possible because the subject is very vast and important. So please bear with me. And if you have any questions, I will try to clarify your questions in the end, and I'll try to pay attention on the subject, whatever is going to be shared. Now the background, when we talk about the background of this particular subject, what I have observed is, mashallah, a lot of HSE professionals are doing wonderful job, but despite having very good HSE management system in majority of the companies, they are not having the right HSE measures in their balance scorecard. This is what I have observed, and that is how the topic has been prepared. So reasons may be so many things. Means like one is due to the lack of knowledge among the people, due to the lack of clarity on the subject and its importance, and maybe some of the companies or some of the people, they don't want to commit on the challenging measures, because once you have in your balance scorecard, you have to achieve those things. So there may be several reasons, but again, it is up to the company. Means like what are the reasons. From my experience point of view, the lack of knowledge and the clarity on the subject is very, very important for me. So I will try to take this webinar to brief about those issues, so that it will be helpful to all our people, those who are in the profession. So you must be knowing about a famous quote of Mr. Ducker: "You can't manage what you can't measure." So I like this statement, and like, you know, why I like it. Basically, if you don't manage, like if you don't manage anything, you cannot think of achieving the performance. Means like first of all, you need to start with the measurement, and then after that, once you start measuring, then only you can manage. Once you start managing, then only you can think of achieving some improvement in the HSE performance. So even in 2015, I also presented a technical paper on measures not monitored cannot be controlled. So in the SPE conference, Bahrain, I presented. So I can speak for hours together on this particular topic, but let us move forward what I want to share with you. So basically, when we talk about the HSE management system in any company, you must be having a good management committee, and then again, there may be an implementation committee. You must be having a vision, policy, mission, strategic objectives. You must be having so many procedures and so many departments and the teams, the HSE professionals. And but again, what is important, which is missing from some of the companies, is having a right measures in the balance scorecard. So I would like to request some of you have, basically the mic is not in a mute condition. I request all the participants to put yourself in mute condition. Somebody's sound is coming from the kitchen or something, and already there are 76 people are there with us. For the sake of our people, those who are participating from different places of the world, we need to respect them. I request all of you to check your mic. Okay. So basically, when we talk about the HSE management system, what I observed is, in spite of having the best processes in the company, there are many companies who are not having the HSE measures. So that is the most important catchy point, what I would like to highlight here. And now about the misconceptions. Now, what are the misconceptions? Basically, like if a company has a loss of injury frequency rate as a HSE measure, will that be enough? So that is the question for all of you. Means like if you are only monitoring the LTIs and only LTIFR, will that be enough? Means So that is a big question mark for all of you to check today. Okay, but unfortunately, it is happening. Many companies are celebrating, 5 million man hours LTI free and 20 million man hours LTI free. So what about the other, other measures? Means again, it is disturbing me. Somebody's, video is not in mute condition. Video, please, I request all of you to put your video also in off mode. Okay, it is better to it will not disturb the people. Okay. So here, the misconceptions are basically means many companies are only bothered about the LTAs and they are not bothered about other issues. So they are because of that, even the companies and the senior management are only focusing on the LTIs. So they think that if there is no LTA, okay, they are very good. So it's not like that. What about the severity of the incidents? Are there anybody bothered about the severity of the incidents? Means it is disturbing me, brothers. People are mute, their videos are. Mr. Shahul, can you control? Means I'm getting disturbed because somebody's video is
okay, let me check. I think it's by mistake. Yeah.
I'm sorry for that. There is a Huawei Y9 2019. Put that the video in off mode, please. Huawei Y9 2019. Okay, please.
Yeah, and done, yes.
Okay. So it is disturbing me. Means my attention is getting diverted. So sorry for that. So here, the companies, when we talk about the LTIs, means other than the LTIs, there are so many minor incidents occurring in the companies, fire incidents, asset damages, and personal injuries. Other than the LTIs means minor personal injuries. So maybe there are some minor environmental incidents. So what we are going to do? So what is happening because of this the celebration of a million LTI free man hours? So some of the company management, they are under pressure. Whenever there is a LTI, they are trying to convert that LTI into a minor incident, either as a first aid case or a medical treatment only case or the restricted work case. This is how the people in the company are coming under big pressure. They want to achieve those so many million man hours. So in the end, by celebrating million man hours, the company's performance is not going to achieve. You need to have the incident-free atmosphere. So in order to do that one, you need to have some measures in your company balance scorecard. So you need to give equal weightage for all the measures, not only on the LTIFR or the LTIs. You need to give emphasis on all kind of incidents which are occurring in the company. Then only your real HSE performance is going to be improved. So now let us think about what our theory says. About the Frankfurt Theory, many of you know. So as per the Frankfurt Theory, if you have 600 near misses, there is a probability of having 30 property damages. Out of that, there is a probability of having 10 minor injuries, and again, one will be the serious injury. This is how the trend is there. So you need to control all those minor, means 600 near misses and all those minor property damages to get rid of that one serious injury. In the same way, as per the Henry's theory, if you have 300 non-injury incidents, so there is a probability of having 29 minor injuries, and there is a probability of having one major injury. So our target should be to get rid of that one major injury. For that, you need to take care of all those minor non-injury incidents and investigate those things, and necessary actions should be taken. If you don't focus on those things, and definitely you will end up with that major incident, so which may be fatal for the company and for the employee as well. So let us talk about what is the balance scorecard. Okay, so balance scorecard is nothing but a strategic performance management tool. Basically, every company has a planning team, a strategic management team. So their duty is to give a direction to the company. Means the senior management needs to monitor the performance on monthly basis, quarterly basis, half-yearly basis, and annual basis. So what they are going to monitor, those high level, high priority issues are going to be tabulated in a table. They will set some target, and then they will be measuring those issues on monthly basis, and they will put those actual values, and they keep on monitoring those things. Means like you need to have some target also against each measure. You need to have a system to review the performance. You need to have a system to alert the management, whether it is on monthly basis or quarterly basis. If you don't have a review process, nobody is going to see all of a sudden, and the end of the year, your performance, you may not be in a position to control. On monthly basis, when you review the performance of each and every measure, then you will be in a position to come up with some good action items and recommendations to control that and accordingly achieve that performance. So like in order to achieve that, you need to have some good programs also. Means like you need to come up with, for example, HSE. When you have some LTIs, you need to come up with good programs. How I can get rid of those LTI, how I can control those fatal incidents, how I can control those fire incidents, how I can reduce those leaks and spills. So these kind of programs are very much important. So the management can make use of that opportunity to come up with some good programs and give the directives to all the concerned people to carry out those programs, so that in the end you will achieve the targets. And then this is how you need to have the continual improvement on the performance of the company. So this basically balance scorecard is nothing but a good Excel sheet with a list of high priority measures, and then again each measure will have some target, and then again that target against the actual value will be monitored. And this is signed by the senior most personality of the company, and like the CEOs and the DCOs, all those people, they sign, and that document is prepared in the beginning of the year, and then they keep on monitoring on monthly basis and quarterly basis. So this is a driving tool for the companies to evaluate their performance and monitor and move forward to meet those targets. Now, when we talk about the HSE measures, why we need HSE measures? Okay, so normally in any company, there you will find the measures there are some targets on the production. For example, a mobile manufacturing company, they will have a target of producing these many mobiles in a year. Suppose if you go to a car manufacturing company, the car manufacturing company may have a target. I want to produce maybe 20,000 cars in the span of 3 months. So question is, there are always targets for the production. And again, apart from that, there are always targets on the profit also. Means like I want to achieve that profit of maybe $10 million in a year, like that. So based on the size of the company, based on the product of the company, every company will have some targets on the profits. It means there are some measures in their balance scorecard. Those measures are also connected with the targets. So in the same way, you need to have some measures in your balance scorecard on the HSE also. If you don't have those measures, and you cannot achieve that. So this is what is the importance of having HSE measures in your balance scorecard. What unfortunately is happening, for example, in the Middle East, what I observed is the client company is definitely having the targets. Many contracting companies, they are not having clear understanding on these things. So whatever is happening, and that actual values they are measuring and taking actions, but they don't have a system called having a measures in the balance scorecard. So even a small safety officer and an engineer should think about that. What is this one? Means how I'm going to achieve. Means you need to have some target on each and every HSE measure. So that I'm going to explain to you. Means so when we talk about the measures, you can have a lagging indicator and a leading indicator. Lagging indicator means what? The negative indicators like incidents and the personal injuries and the fatalities and all these leaks and spills and motor vehicle accidents. Leading indicators means what? The trainings, HSE trainings and audits and inspections. So all those kind of leading indicators. So you need to have some targets on the lagging indicator, and simultaneously you need to have some targets on the leading indicator also. So just a typical balance scorecard, if you see what I have shown here is, you will put a name of that measure, and you will have the unit, threshold, tolerance, and the step, and then actual value, and who is responsible to achieve this particular. So all those things are there. So based on the actual values, when it is exceeding the target, accordingly whether it is a green or red, we call it as basically a traffic light, means like to monitor the performance, whether you are within the control or not. So this is how a typical balance scorecard will be there. But of course, normally again it has to be with the bottom of the balance scorecard, the signatures will be there, and once they commit and sign, and nobody can change, and you have to achieve those things. So this is how the balance scorecard looks like.